All right, YouTube. You know what time it is. It's Friday with Friends. And look who I done pulled back all the way from Germany. It's y'all's homegirl, Moochella, who normally hang with the fellas. What's going on, Moochie?
Ow,
Oh,
ow, what's
her
up, y'all?
classic. And ladies and gentlemen, we do the classic Friday night with friends, which we're getting ready to move to Tuesday night with friends. But on this night, we have Miss Awesome joining us to talk about all the good things she's got going on. Miss Awesome, what
Yeah.
brings you to the channel on this Friends with Friday? Tell the people about yourself, what you're trying to do, and then we're going to pick you apart ourselves, me and Moochie.
Okay, what's up, beautiful people? How are you doing? My
Mhm.
name is Awesome. Goddamn, but most people call me Awesome. Uh, yeah, I'm a content creator, and I
Mhm.
love talking about BMF. I love talking about the Power series. I also have another platform where I talk with my friends, my circle of friends. It's called We Brooklyn, and we talk about hot topics. We talk about things that's going on in our daily lives, and we just try to catch up, but also, try to stay worldly at the same time.
Gotcha. Well, ladies and gentlemen, all her links are in the video description. Her IG, her YouTube channel. You can find everything you want to find about this young lady in the video description. And without further ado, we're going to dive right on into it. So you both have been watching BMF. Muchella has been watching Cross Seas, and you've been watching right here. And Miss Awesome, my question to you is, how are you feeling about the series so far?
I'm loving it.
Mhm.
I love the way that it opened up. I really enjoyed the content. I'm enjoying the way that the writing, and the dialogue and the interaction. And I also love the fact that they're not waiting to get into the action. They're like going for it right from the beginning, and I mean, because BMF, their story is infamous, so it's just like, let's just get to the nitty gritty. But I also like how they do the flashbacks to their childhood. So I'm just
Mhm.
interested to see how it plays out.
Okay, same here. Muchella, since no one has heard from you in about a week, can you hear us, Muchella? Uh-oh, we having technical
Yes.
difficulty. Okay, because your fans is putting up them hammers, Muchella.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
ow.
Okay. So Moochie, how did you
I
feel about the
I
last
like it so
episode?
far.
Okay.
I like it so
Okay.
far.
Okay. All right. So now, Miss Awesome, now it's time to
The
put you in the
last
sweat box.
episode with what's his name? Lamont Silas.
Lamar.
Lamar.
Uh-oh, we having
He
technical difficulties with
with
Moochie
Cyrus,
tonight,
he's out of
y'all.
control.
Yeah, he is. He is nuts.
Can you
Lamar is
hear me?
crazy.
We
Yes.
can hear
Hold
you,
up.
but you breaking up on us and
Oh
stuff like
man.
that. So, Moochie, just chill out.
Yeah.
Just chill out. We gonna handle this.
I know I hear
Get that.
myself talking like a robot.
I know we can't have you doing that now.
I
So just hang in
know.
there. Let me get back with Miss Awesome. So Miss
All right.
Awesome, what are your predictions going into episode 3? We've already seen the trailer. I don't know if you watched the trailer or not, but the trailer gave us a few clues. So I want to ask you, what do you think we're going to see going into this episode?
Well, I think we're gonna see more bucking up from Mickey, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he almost shot Meech in the last one. It was like a real heat in a moment, and Meech was like, "You know what? Go ahead, do it. I dare you to." You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I am really looking forward to seeing how that whole thing is gonna play out. Like what's the next step after that happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then also, who shot Terry? My prediction is it could have possibly been Lamar, especially the way he is so, you know, into people's minds and the way that he was brilliant at spreading that rumor and getting rid of J-Mo just like that. That was just perfect.
Now, why didn't he kill Fillmore?
I thought Lamar did kill Fillmore.
Nah, he scooped him up, threw his butt in the dumpster. I don't. He's not dead. He ain't dead.
We put him in a sleeper. But see, that was the thing that was questionable. It's like, was it a sleeper or did he, did he suffocate him and choke him out?
I don't think he killed him. I think we're gonna see him again. And if we do see him again, can you envision a scenario where he goes and tries to join with Meech and T?
Oh, I could definitely see it because that's what's going to bring the whole Black Mafia to life. I mean, that's what Meech was trying to do from the beginning, and that's what he was trying to make sense of to J Mo when they bought when the 12th Street Boys were there at the stadium that night before Terry pulled out the gun. So it was just more about, listen, there's enough money and food on the table, like Meech said. He's just trying to bring everybody together. I see the vision, I think that Fillmore will finally play into it.
Yep. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, fashionably late as usual during her Tyra Banks runway. We got the other first lady of the channel. It's Miss K. Miss K, how you feeling tonight, Miss K?
Good. Hi, everybody. Hi. What's your name?
Awesome.
Hi, awesome.
Hey,
nice
hello,
to
nice
meet
to see
you.
you.
Hi, Moochie. I miss you, girl. You look cute. Hey, Lamont. Hey, everybody in the chat.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys haven't, Miss K dropped a fire theory for power today. It was pure fire. She got everything in there from a conspiracy with Canaan to more Rock conspiracies to Rock conspiring possibly against someone that she loved, not named Canaan. You got to go check out her video. She stuck her foot all the way in that one, as my grandma would say when somebody cook a good meal. So go check that thing on out and let's see what's going. So Miss K, we just kind of roundtabling with our guest, Mrs. Awesome, whose links are all in the video description. Check her out about what we think is going to happen on BMF coming episode. Miss K, what do you think we're going to see in this coming episode?
One thing that stood out to me in the trailer was how Pat was talking about getting his money from Meech.
Right.
And it just looked like from what I saw, there was a look of disappointment on Meech's face. Like, I can't believe you're coming at me like this. That's what it looked like, because that's like a father figure to him. So I think he's gonna learn a hard but valuable lesson, talking about Meech, where you can see in this game that you really can't trust anybody. There's no love. And so it doesn't really matter, if this man was in your life, he raised you or whatever in the streets, the game is still the game, and that's what Pat told him. He did say that. He said, the game stays the same, basically.
Right.
There's no changing of the rules. So if he's teaching him that, then of course he's going to be the one to abide by those rules as well. So, I was hoping different, obviously. I was hoping that they would have a more pure, a better relationship. But once he told them that to him in their relationship that he's God, I already knew. Problem.
Girl, you don't let no details get swept under your rug, huh? Miss K scoop them all up. Now, Moochie, give us your predictions for the coming episode. Can you hear us? Uh-oh.
I don't know.
I think Moochie internet is on that Germany time too. Oh goodness, we done lost the homie Moochie again. That's all good.
Uh-oh.
It's all good. We'll hang tight, Moochie. We got your back. Now, Miss Awesome.
Yes.
What have you of all the stories that 50 has put out? Which one have you found to be the most gratifying to this point? He's done his Powers, he's done Black Mafia, he's done a couple of movies. He did Get Rich or Die Trying. He done that too. So of all the stuff he's done, what have you found to be the most gratifying?
I think the Power series is the most gratifying, just because it is well woven. It's just like a blanket, right? All the pieces kind of just like line up. You see where Tariq is going and his fallout after the original Power series ends. How Tommy plays a role in it and what his life is going to be like now that he's out of that series as well. And then like the part that Kanan plays and introducing Tommy and goes to the life, before they became who they were. I think it's dynamic. I think the way that the whole Power trilogy works together is a really great thing.
100%. I felt like he's done a good job of telling the prequel, the post story. Then he's got a little simultaneous timeline that's about to be running with influence and force. And shout out to our homie J Mo, y'all. Don't be surprised if we see the homie J Mo in Power Force. Now y'all ain't hear that from me though. Y'all ain't hear that from me.
I wouldn't be surprised, you know.
It wouldn't surprise me. And shout out to the big homie Buzz. Lamont, you are surrounded by by some fine women tonight. Hello, Miss Awesome, Miss K, and Moochella. I can tell you right now, Miss Awesome, you got a new subscriber. Buzz supports this channel. He supports his people. He loves his people. You've got a new one. And Buzz, I appreciate that super chat, my brother.
Thank you, Buzz.
Thank you, Buzz.
Now, Moochella, do we got you back? Oh, goodness.
I don't know if she can hear.
I don't think we got Moochie. Moochie, we're going to tell you to just take the night off.
But I'm hearing y'all distorted. Am I distorted with you?
No, I don't hear you distorted. You coming through fine.
I can hear you, but your video is distorted.
Right. The video is a little unclear. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So Moochie, how are Moochie, take the night off. you
gonna get it together.
Yeah. Try to get it together, Moochie. But I'm gonna tell you, just take the night off, man, because your video is not trying to cooperate with you tonight. Can you hear us now?
Now I can hear you real good.
Okay.
If I go for one time, I'm gonna just be in the comments.
Okay. So get in there, Moochie. Tell us how you feel about
the first episode. With BMF, the first episode, I feel like the brother set everything off with bringing that gun to that meeting. That was like a bad look, and that just it was just an error in his ways with that. And it was consequences for him bringing that gun. Right. Because now it was multiple people they could blame for doing that shooting. And that's what Silas sorted at.
Right. Now the thing I'm still wondering
what I'm seeing so far.
Yeah, it's been good. I'm just wondering, are they going to play it out that we find someone, we find out who shot T? Are they going to do that? Or are they going to stick to the source material? I don't know. They deviate, and I've been here for what they've been doing in terms of deviating from the source material. It's been really, really good, but I guess we'll find out in the coming weeks. So hold on to your horses.
Find out it was him.
You think that's who it's going to be?
Yeah, I think with a little digging, they're gonna find out who did it.
Okay.
I know Miss K already got her theories together because I know how she gets down.
Go ahead, Miss K.
I was just about to say, Miss K, who do you think is gonna be? Because I think it's Lamar who shot him.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you take a look at them boots and watch what Lamar be wearing,
and them gloves, with them little knock knees, with them.
The only thing was when I thought of Lamar being a possibility, the only thing I thought of was where did he get a gun from? Because when he first came out, he was just kind of using his muscle, basically, right? But then when you also see how he tossed Famel into the daggone garbage, then you go back to how what's his name? Terry was tossed out of that daggone car like that. You got to think about all of the muscles that Lamar has. This guy is strong, and on top of that, it's because he's crazy. You know how they say crazy people are strong?
That's exactly what I was about to say. I was like, he's strong because he's crazy.
Yes.
They also say
we've seen as crazy as he's going to get.
They also claim old men strong too. So I mean, I did the boots comparison in my trailer breakdown. There's only two people who've been wearing boots like that. It's either Lamar or Coach Cop. Those are the only two people that were. And Coach Cop definitely have access to a gun, but
and he would wear gloves.
And he would wear gloves.
Yeah.
So, but I don't see any reason he had to shoot T.
I can't see the cop doing it.
Right. There's no motive for him to have done that, unless there's some leftover beef that they didn't display on the show. But Ladies, they loving y'all tonight. Will Lawrence coming through with the $4.99. Appreciate it, my brother. Lamont got some Hershey Kisses and caramel swirled on the show on Friday night.
Yes.
Oh, goodness gracious. All right, Muchella, I'm going to switch gears with the ladies. Fellas, I'm going to switch gears. And we got to talk about my big homie, Dave Chappelle. Awesome. Have you seen the comedy special that he did on Netflix yet?
Yes, I actually watched it earlier today.
Okay, and Moochie watched it
tonight.
So let me play y'all a little clip because they coming for my man Nick. They ain't feeling Dave Chappelle and the things he said in this joke and his skit. But let's recap it and then we'll break it down and see how you ladies feel about it. Here we go.
Because Chappelle is facing criticism and backlash over his new special, The Closer, which was just released on Netflix. A big debate happening. One of the areas getting him the most heat right now being where he talks about J.K. Rowling being canceled over transphobic remarks that she made and essentially saying that he agrees with her.
Effectually, she said gender was a fact. And then the trans community got mad as shit. They started calling her a TERF. I didn't even know what the that was. But I know that trans people make up words to win arguments.
But him explaining that TERF stands for trans, exclusionary, radical, feminist, and adding,
I'm team TERF. I agree, man. Gender is a fact.
Also, at another point in the special, saying the genitalia of a trans woman is something more akin to like beyond meat. Right? So unsurprisingly, there were a lot of people that took issue with this, including the likes of Glad, who tweeted out, Dave Chappelle's brand has become synonymous with ridiculing trans people and other marginalized communities. Negative reviews and viewers loudly condemning his latest special is a message to the industry that audiences don't support platforming anti-LGBTQ diatribe. We agree. Also, you had Dana White. No, not that one. A program officer for True Colors, an organization that helps homeless LGBTQ plus youth, saying, nothing Dave Chappelle says changes the facts that trans women are women, trans men are men, non-binary people are non-binary, that LGBTQ plus people should live free of harm and discrimination. He is wrong. And Netflix has empowered him to be wrong loudly. You know, while the focus of this wave has been on Dave himself, there's also been a really big emphasis on Netflix giving him this platform and mic to say all of this. David Johns, the executive director of the National Black Justice Coalition, saying in a statement that Netflix should know better, perpetuating transphobia perpetuates violence. Also calling for Netflix to remove this special. You also had the likes of Jacqueline Moore, a writer and executive producer of Netflix's Dear White People, saying that she shared the story of her transition for the company and has loved working there, but will not work with them as long as they continue to put out and profit from blatantly and dangerously transphobic content. And adding, I love so many of the people I've worked with at Netflix, brilliant people and executives who have been collaborative and fought for important art, but I've been thrown against walls because, quote, I'm not a real woman. I've had beer bottles thrown at me, so Netflix, I'm done. Actually adding that Chappelle was one of her heroes in the past, but saying he's not listening. Those words have real world consequences. Consequences that every trans woman I know has dealt with. I just can't. I can't be a part of a company that thinks that's worth putting out and celebrating. There was also a thread from a person who says they work at Netflix condemning the company. And in the thread writing, yesterday we launched another Chappelle special where he attacks the trans community and the very validity of transness, all while trying to pit us against other marginalized groups. You're gonna hear a lot of talk about offense. We are not offended. Right in this thread, hitting on the note that trans people aren't complaining about being offended, rather they're objecting to content that harms their community. Writing, promoting TERF ideology, which is what we did by giving it a platform yesterday, directly harms trans people. It is not some neutral act. This is not an argument with two sides. It's an argument with trans people who want to be alive and people who don't want us to be. This all gets brushed off as offense, though, because if we're just too sensitive, then it is easy to ignore us. But they're then sharing the stories of numerous trans people who have been killed to point out that those people are not offended, and saying that they lost their life because of real-world consequences that come from transphobia. Closing that thread, that these 38 people died for the crime of being themselves, that actually does offend me. Right, so you have all that being said, all of that happening, but then you also have people defending Chappelle for his special, specifically with people noting that if you look at the end of his special, Dave talks about a trans fan and a trans comedian by the name of Daphne Dorman, saying that he was able to talk to her about real stuff, that he befriended her, had her open for one of his shows. But then in the special telling the audience that she ended up dying of suicide in 2019, with Dave saying that this came after she stuck up for him when he was previously accused of transphobia. Right, Dave saying that trans Twitter absolutely dragged her and he's not sure what the trans community ever did for her, but she was part of his tribe. And saying that after her death, he worked with Daphne's family to make a fund for her daughter. With Chappelle also closing his special by pledging not to make any more jokes about the LGBTQ community for the time being, at least not until he felt like they could be both laughing together. Well, obviously.
Well. Awesome. You are our guest. I will start with you. Give me your reactions to the people calling for Dave Chappelle to be canceled, considering the things he just said on that Netflix special.
I think that people need to really look at the whole Netflix special and like try to listen to it without being defensive while you're listening to it. He made a lot of good points, and I think his point was just to really, I mean, comedians, they poke fun at things. They poke fun at reality, and it's the things that are truth in what they say that we find the humor in, right? So I think at the end of the day, cancel culture is being a little too extra, and they're doing too much. He's a respected, part of the community. He always gives to his community. He always helped out here in Brooklyn. That's where I'm from. Shout out to Brooklyn.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, he is willing to walk in his own path. This is the same man that walked away from Comedy Central. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't like the way that his comedy was being viewed, by others. So I think that if people really just give a chance to what he's saying, that you'll understand that he respects the community. He respects the LGBTQIA community. And he's hoping that people of color or minorities can learn something from the LGBTQIA community and, kind of come up, and have zero tolerance the way that they do for certain issues. And then maybe they won't come after, minorities the way that they do. So I just think that it's important for everybody to listen openly instead of just like listening to what commentators are saying, reading what other people are writing, and then just forming their opinions off of other people's judgments.
Now that sounds like a professional podcaster. That sounds like a professional pundit. That was well said. Big ups.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So I got this from, because I watched the whole thing. And whenever I'm hearing the backlash from offended groups, I listen and I try to understand where they're coming from, because Black people have been put in the box for years. Oh, you're too sensitive. That wasn't racism, when clearly it was. And I listened to everything Dave had to say, and I agree with Awesome. There were some points where he poked fun at them, but overall, he kept iterating how he respects the group and how he's been in hot water with the group before, but he's tried to reach out and ingratiate himself with the group to let them know that he does a lot of comedy about them so that people can understand their plight. I mean, hot damn. He's telling you he's trying to uplift your group, and I'm with you. I'm fine when people in the oppressed group feel like, okay, you're not resonating our message. But Dave has been over backwards to make sure people understand what you're saying. And there was something he said that I'm sitting here saying, yeah, that shit is true. When he started his skit, he mentioned how the LGBT community has, in about 20 years, gained and eclipsed the amount of rights that Black people have gotten in over 400 years. And that shit is true. Just look at the fallback of what's happening with
those facts.
That's pure facts, my people. And so I'm someone who supports someone who wants to be in the LGBT community. I'm fine with you doing what you do. I support you having your rights, your freedoms, and all that. But to be cancel culture on Dave Chappelle at this point, I think that's a bad look. I hope it goes nowhere. Having said that, Miss Moochie, I give it to you. What did you think about it? Uh-oh. Oh, goodness.
I watched the whole thing, and I liked it. I laughed, and I understood his plight, what his points he was making. He poked fun at them, but he didn't bash them to the point where they talk about their lives are in danger, like that person was saying.
Right.
That's a crock of bull. He did.
Right. Oh Lord!
Oh, man.
She was on the road. God,
I know.
She was about to. Oh Lord!
She was about to.
Oh Lord! Go ahead, Miss K. I don't know if you watched it or not. Oh, wait a minute, she's back.
I got Jay's connection.
Come on.
No, but with the whole thing, I feel like this can't. If they trying to cancel him, I'm not rocking with it. I'm down with Dave, and I'm staying with him. I support him. I hope everybody else goes and watch it now, since he's getting all this backlash, so it don't get taken off. How about that?
Right.
Oh, it went up. It was number 6 the first night it came out, and I checked last night. It's up to number 4. in the Netflix ranking, so people are watching it because you know people know Dave Chappelle's.
I totally disagree with them the way they're trying to cancel him though.
Yeah, I disagree with them trying to cancel him over this particular special. It was a good comedy, man. It was a real good one. Miss K, how do you feel about it if you had a chance to look at it?
I didn't get a chance to see it, so that is something that I could watch probably tonight or tomorrow. So that's good to look forward to. But I agree with all of you guys. You know, Moochie, I stand with Dave. You know, I'm gonna support him. I agree with you, Lamont and Awesome. I just feel like, you know, like you were saying, they didn't basically try to probably watch the whole thing or exactly put everything together to see what he was saying. It just took bits and pieces. And I just kind of feel like with some people, because I'm not going to say all, some people from the LGBTQ, what did you say? IA?
Yes.
Community. They, not everybody is so offensive like some people, you know what I mean? And I just kind of feel like as soon as you say anything that's against them to the point where you're not agreeing, then they want to cancel. That's the part, you know, and that's the part that I don't like and I can't get behind. I'm not gonna be, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like the same way you got your beliefs and how you feel, you can't try to cancel me because of how I feel too. That's not fair. That's hypocrisy. So that's how I feel about that.
Damn, that was fire. She ain't even watched nothing. Cocktail, be more careful, boy. I done told y'all can't do nothing with these talented, educated blacks. Y'all better, boy, you better put on your Wakanda forever. You want to deal with these chicks. Woo! Wow. Okay. So y'all handled that like professional. I got another subject for y'all to see if y'all can handle. Y'all know I have a couple of Teslas. I promote the company, but on this day, I must say I'm very, very, very disappointed in this company. Let me let you guys see what's going on with them.
Now at 6, San Francisco jury walloped Tesla with a $137 million verdict in a racial discrimination lawsuit. This lawsuit claims African-American employees were subjected to racial slurs and other threatening behavior. KPIX5's Devin Feely spoke to the whistleblower about what he experienced at the Fremont plant.
The former worker and whistleblower says that he was confronted with taunts and threats, the N-word and racist graffiti on the factory floor each day. He says that this lawsuit and the verdict is about holding Tesla accountable.
I was told I was going to be killed in the factory. I'm going to shoot you. I was told, you know what, go back to Africa.
Owen Diaz says racial slurs and threats of violence were near everyday occurrences at the Tesla factory, and he says the jury's $137 million verdict is vindication.
I'm happy that we're finally able to get a light in on Tesla and their practices. You know, I want this to be less about me and more about what's going on inside of Tesla.
Owen was a contract employee at Tesla in 2015 and 16. He says he repeatedly reported racist and threatening behavior by coworkers at the factory, but claims that management often turned a blind eye to the behavior. Tesla disputes those claims, arguing that they fired 2 employees and suspended a 3rd. Vice President Valerie Capers Workman wrote in an open letter to employees in response to the verdict, while we strongly believe that the facts don't justify the verdict reached by the jury in San Francisco, we do recognize that in 2015 and 2016 we were not perfect. We're still not perfect, but we have come a long way from 5 years ago. We continue to grow and improve in how we address employee concerns. Civil rights attorney Larry Organ says the jury's verdict is about accountability.
The message is...
And I can stop it right there. In that moment, they clearly told y'all that they fucked up in 2015, 2016. They clearly told you that. And me being someone who has posted about Tesla and have put Tesla in different groups to see what the response would be to the video, you would think that because Tesla is a type of organization that has a lot of people that lean left because of its technology, that might be true. But a lot of them people that lean left are fucking pieces of shit. I'm just be honest with you, especially when I post in Reddit. These are the type of dudes who live with their mama, spend all their money buying a Tesla, pump themselves in the butt with their thumbs, and get mad at minorities because when we have real barriers, this ain't no cancel Dave Chappelle for telling the joke. This is literally someone painting a monkey at your workplace saying, I'm going to hang you N-word. Literally someone threatening your livelihood because you are black. That's something that needs to be nipped in the bud. And so I don't know what Tesla is doing. The lady is saying that they'll put some things in place to fix it. But here's the problem I have personally. Elon Musk, you need to get off that damn starship and say something. Your fanboys pretty much follow behind you for everything you do. We need to hear from you. We need to hear what it is you have done to put something in place so that this doesn't happen again and African Americans don't have to worry about this. As someone who promotes your technology, which I do believe is transforming the world and has transformative properties, and then I get backlash from my own people that would tell me I'd rather get a damn Lexus than to get a Tesla. And I'm like, are you about value or are you about the name? You're not helping me. You're not helping me, Elon. You're not helping me sell something that is a great product. So good I bought two. So good I got rid of some high dollar cars for this because it's a better product. I need you to come out here and make a statement that minorities, including blacks and women, and everybody is going to be treated equal and have a safe and sane working environment so that others can know in the future that you guys are not just changing the world, you're also changing human beings as well. And Ms. K, I'll start with you. What do you think about this? And you know I'm a Tesla guy, so you know that it pained me to have to say this, but it's just got to be said. It's just got to be said. And another stat I'll give you, which I hope you don't go by this, Tesla, only 1% of buys made from Teslas by African Americans, which would make me think, is this the reason why you were trying to sweep it under the rug? Is this the reason why you didn't care because you're not getting enough money from us? No, everybody should be your customer base because we all have a stake in what you're trying to do. Having said that, I give it to you, Ms. K.
Okay, well, I read a little bit on the story, and I'm glad that this person was able to get his just due. I'm glad that he was able to win the lawsuit. Although I think that $137 million may be a bit much, but I'm glad for him. I just hope that he remembers that there were millions of people who suffered the same, and they weren't accommodated. They were not compensated for that situation. So I hope that he takes all of that money and he gives back. You know what I mean? Like he does something positive with it, especially something stemming from this situation in particular. Another thing that I think is that, the $137 million, it really goes beyond him too, because I guess it's another way to teach Tesla a lesson. But what lesson are the people that was, doing all this stuff? The racial slurs and the drawing the monkeys and the life threatening. I feel like getting fired and things like that. They should have got jail time. They should have got fined. It's not just Tesla that should be suffering the consequences. The guys that was involved in this situation, they should be penalized as well. And I think that's where you're really going to spread the message, because you can attack the company all you want, but you also have to get to the people that's actually doing these things, so that's just my thing.
Facts. And I'm gonna swing to you, Miss Awesome, and I'm gonna give you another stat. This young brother wasn't the only one that got money. There were two other lawsuits that were settled out of court. One of them was for $20 million, and another one was for $2 million to African Americans. Now, mind you, African Americans in San Francisco, where you would think that we wouldn't be dealing with that as much, got a settlement from Tesla from race issues. Take the floor, Miss Awesome.
I'm just going to say this, right? They still have a class action suit that is still pending, and they're denying it. And it's more, I believe it's over 10 people that are, alleging these same racist behaviors at this same company. I mean, their history speaks for itself, right? I mean, there's only so long. I mean, if it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, obviously it's a duck. So the whole company actually on this side needs to be dismantled. I don't think it's enough to do like cultural interventions with the staff. And I agree with Ms. K. I think that people need to have harsher consequences. I think that they need to start going to jail, because that's the only way it's going to really turn around and cause people to really think about what they do and how it affects other people. I mean, look at sexual harassment. If sexual harassment happens on the workplace, or even if you're talking to somebody and you say a dirty joke and somebody hears it and they feel offended or uncomfortable, they have the right to go and report that to you and you will be fired. I don't see why the same thing wouldn't be in place for racism.
Especially in a repeat offender. Now, oftentimes what they do is, stuff like this happens, monetary stuff happens, as a punitive behavior, but also really just to shut you up. That's really what it is. Right. When you talk about we need hardcore discipline, we need the monetary thing to happen, and we also need the people who was guilty of putting this stuff out there, as evidenced by the spokesperson from Tesla who said we did make mistakes in 2015-16. They need to be suffering something criminally as well. They need to be having to go to the firing squad. Moochie, I'll let you finish it off. How you feel about this, my lady? Uh-oh. Is she froze? She doing the Statue of Liberty?
No, I'm here.
Okay, go ahead, Moochie.
I'm here.
Okay.
Well, with this topic, I feel like they should have a walk of shame so we can see who the racists are, because they hide all the time.
Yeah. They do. Yeah. They do. I'm telling you. All the time they hide. Okay, Moochie with it, short and sweet. We need to see they net ass.
Everything. I feel like they need not only jail time, but the walk of shame.
Pull them out, get rid of them.
Now, you guys can hear me?
We can hear you.
Keep saying it.
Yeah. Okay.
You good.
Yep. Now I got another one for y'all. Oh, Lord.
Surprise you done threw in.
Golly. Now this one upsets me. This one upsets me because it's our people. You know that our people usually have to do 2 times as good as most everybody else. But in this situation, it's our people that was already rich. Oh, Lord. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've got 18 ex-NBA players that defrauded insurance companies. Now, let me give y'all the story, and then I'll give y'all why I feel some kind of way about it.
Yeah, some of the players named here made millions of dollars on the court. Now they're being accused of defrauding. Some of the players named here made millions of dollars on the court. Now they're being accused of defrauding the NBA off the court, allegedly running an insurance racket since 2017.
The list of former players is long, 18 of them, along with the wife of one of them. Federal prosecutors say they've been charged with defrauding the NBA's health and welfare benefit plan out of nearly $4 million. Former LA Clipper Glenn Big Baby Davis and Darius Miles are named in the complaint, as is former Laker Shannon Brown. According to the Basketball Reference website, Davis earned more than $34 million during his 9-year career. Former player Terrence Williams is the alleged ringleader, accused of recruiting other retired players to submit false claims for medical and dental expenses that were never rendered.
The 19 charged defendants submitted approximately $3.9 million in false claims. The plan paid out $2.5 million to the defendants. And Williams received approximately $230,000 in kickbacks.
Say the fake medical invoices were created by a chiropractic office in Encino, 2 dental offices in Beverly Hills, and a wellness office in Washington State.
Oh, Lord. Now see, I get put in a squeeze position when we have these kind of stories, because I want you all and my people to make no mistake. Anglo-Saxons have been doing this same stuff and have been able to get away with it over and over and over again, and it don't make it right. And I'm not saying that's justification for these guys to do it, because it's not right that they do it. But I just want y'all to have that caveat out there. All right. They've been doing it over and over and over and over, and you never hear about it. They're able to pay a massive fine and get away with it. Okay. All right. Don't make it right. These brothers right here. First of all, it's 18 of y'all, and the fraud went up to $2.5 million. Brothers, that's not even there's no amount of money, but damn, $2.5 million split between 18 of y'all. And now, because of that, you're going to make it harder for brothers who really need these services to get the service. And here's my personal story. The reason I'm sitting in front of y'all doing YouTube, doing stocks, on real estate is because I started a respiratory care outpatient service working with children in North Carolina. One of only 2 Black people to ever do that outside the hospital.
Nice.
The state of North Carolina, Republicans, cut funding for my program because they said it was full of fraud, abuse, and waste for years. Program started in 95. They revamped it and in essence put it out of business in 2015. If I'm just telling y'all there's only 2 Blacks involved in the last 10 years, who has been defrauding and wasting the money in this program from 95 to 2016? It ain't the Black people, but damn it, when the Black people get in and we start making 6 figures doing it legitimately, oh, we need to cut the program. So having said all that, I wanted all that to be in context for everybody to understand this. It don't make it right. These dudes should have had thought better about what they was doing. And it makes me sad that people who could really benefit from these services that don't make the kind of money that Big Baby made, that Tony Evans made, Shannon Brown made, who really are struggling, are going to have a much harder time getting the money. Having said that, I pass it to you, Miss Awesome, first on this one.
You know, the thing that disgustes me about this, like you said, Lamont, they have money, right? And then I do agree that there are, you know, other people, you know, white people, the colonizers, whoever you want to, you know, have them associate with, you know, the persuasion for the complexion for the protection, right? But it almost begs the question, like, if you're going to do something like this and be fraudulent, at least be good at it, right? Because the whole thing is that the reason they got caught is because of misspellings and grammatical errors.
Wow.
Not only that, they were using the wrong invoice.
Yes.
Okay.
And Miss Awesome. Not only that, but they was lying when they were saying they was getting services when one of them was in the middle of a basketball game overseas.
Wait. I got one better for you. 3 of them have the same tooth extract them on the same day. 3 of them had the same tooth extracted on the same day by the same dentist at the same time. Wow.
They're like the 3 students.
See what I'm saying? See what we said? That's for my white people that's watching, that's what we mean when we say nigger rigging. That's exactly what we mean.
You can't make this shit up. Excuse my language. You can't make this up.
God, Bimo.
Oh my God.
I almost want to duck under this table for us.
Okay, well, who snitched on them? Black Beach.
That's right.
Shout out to Black Beach in the
Who
comments.
snitched on them? But wait,
shout out to Black Beach.
I need to know how creative they got with these bills, and was the fraud also on the doctor's part as well?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
are the doctors
Oh,
getting
yeah.
Oh yeah, they in on it too.
Yeah. On it.
Okay.
Yep. Now they coming after them too. They coming after them too. They come because one of the NBA players' wife was like health unit coordinator for one of the doctors, and you saw in there they announced that they got the wife too.
Yes, she is also a defendant.
Right.
So did she tell? Like who told?
Somebody's telling. R. Kelly's telling. Everybody's telling. All right, to get a deal.
See what you know how this goes down. Some doctor, somebody ain't get their money, or they didn't get within the plan, and they start spilling the beans. Or
go ahead.
Or the fact that you made, as Miss Awesome said,
like, if I'm going out, I'm taking a whole lot of people with me.
Right. And it could have been like Ms. Awesome said, you can't have that level of mistakes without the insurance company performing their own investigation. And then they start talking to people and seeing who's going to start talking. As simple as that. Simple as that.
Yeah, especially if they have to put out a certain amount of money, they're going to want to know why.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
jump on in there, Ms. K. How you feel about it?
I just feel like it's greed catching up to them. So you're gonna get what you deserve when you start operating like that. If you already have the money, why are you doing this? Just pay for. I mean, and it's not even that see, that's the thing. If if it was like they couldn't afford or whatever, you know, and it's not even like they're actually using the services, they're making it up. I thought they was using the services until y'all said this, and I'm like, come on, see what I'm saying? Like, that's just terrible. So yeah, I don't feel bad for them. You know, I don't feel bad. I think that's what they get. You being greedy. There's people out here that they're struggling. They don't have insurance. Like this country that we live in, they're low on the totem pole when it comes to you know, the insurance. There's like we got I think it's Sweden or one of those countries that's like the top 2 out of maybe 25 of countries, you know what I'm saying, and that has the best healthcare, and we are the worst, and we're supposed to be this rich country, this free country, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's sad. So all of these guys are doing all this fraud, and there's people who are hardworking folks, and they cannot afford insurance. They can't even they can't even take the insurance from the job because they can't afford how much they take out of the check.
Right.
So this is why I don't feel sorry.
Exactly.
And believe me, the country really wants to keep it like that. But that's another video for another day, because your boy done been in business. Your boy is in business. Your boy know how these people talk behind closed doors. So I'm gonna save that for another day. Moochella, jump on in there. You've worked with the New York City transit system. You've had to deal with insurance claims and things of that nature. Talk about this, Moochie.
Well, with the insurance as far as medical, I think this was dumb what these guys did. All this money they making, and they're not even working a job that they don't like a job that you have to go to.
Well, here's the problem, Moochie.
When you get up in the morning, you be like, damn, I gotta go do this shit today.
Right.
and like Awesome said, not only were they criminals, but dumb criminals at that.
Oh my Lord, Lord, you can't make us look bad if you're gonna be criminals.
If his wife has something to do with it, how? Thank you. I'm not understanding it.
Like you can believe,
and they're not even popular players. I'm glad they're not players that I really like and care for. Yeah, I'm like, this guy. That's when you show me who it is. It's like, oh, him. Like, who's he? Like, you know.
Well,
I guess that's probably why they did what they did. They figured they was gonna go under the radar.
No, Lord have mercy.
I just want to know who benefits from it. I mean, because they should have excellent health care. I mean, they're NBA players. They're always at risk, you know, for sprains, breaks, things like that. I don't understand who benefits from them doing this fraud. Like, who really gets this money?
They were getting it. The players was getting it. That's why I was complaining. If you're gonna be fraudulent and lie, you got to be doing it for more than two. You got to be risking all this for more than 2.5 million. So, for example, Glenn Big Baby Davis, he lied about his teeth getting done. He didn't show up. So what they wound up doing was they billed anyway, and instead of it going to the provider, they took the money and paid him a portion of what it would have cost. So in all, he made $55,000 over the course of however many years this went on. Bruh, what is $55,000 when in your NBA career you made $70 million? You broke now to the point where you gotta, and don't let me knock the hustle. You know, rich people love money. And one way they keep their money is they don't pay for nothing. and And if they can see an opportunity where they can just run their mouth to make a couple of thousand, they're going to do it. But, bruh, you can go set up a basketball camp, run your mouth for a few minutes and make this kind of money. It's not worth what you're going through now. So, Miss Awesome, that's what was happening. The players was getting a kickback from what was the work that wasn't really done. And I'm thinking that, a doctor didn't get the amount that was promised to him. Someone within this food chain didn't get what was promised to them. And now they upset. They just going to talk. They running their mouth and they talk. That's what I think.
A lot of whistleblowing going on lately.
From Facebook to everything else.
Yes.
No, yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to pin it right there. Miss Awesome, you did an awesome job. Awesome job. Ladies and gentlemen, her links is all in the video description. Her IG is in the video description. Check the sister out. How do I keep winding up with these New York women?
I don't know.
As much as I try to represent Detroit, I keep getting wound up with these New York women, man. Where my folks at in Detroit? Other than T-Stream, where are my people at in Detroit?
Shout out to BMF, Detroit.
Shout them out. And so before we get out of here, Miss Awesome, tell the people who you are again and what you're going to have on your channel in the next coming week so they can look forward to it.
Yes, on my Awesome Speaks channel, I'm definitely going to be keeping up with the BMF episode. I'm looking forward to episode 3 so that I can do the recap on that. And then on my We Brooklyn channel with my homies, we like to talk about life. We're a little educated, elevated, and a little bit ratchet. So check us out. And, definitely let me know what you think. And thank you all for having me on. It's been a great opportunity. I really appreciate it.
For sure.
It was nice.
Yeah, it was cool, man. Shout out to the living legend, Larry, who is in the comment section. Check him out when you need that tech. That's the man for the job. Yes. He reviews all kinds of tech, get you guys right.
Cool. Yes, Larry.
Miss K, tell the people what you got going on your channel so they can look forward to, other than that fire ass theory video you did that I got in there and I had to like it. It was fire.
I'm about to check that out.
Thank you. So I wanted to do another theory, but remember I was saying it was going to be on scrap, but I don't have enough about scrap, so I think I just want to just make a few points about them instead of making a theory. Okay. And also when BMF comes back, you just look for that review for episode 3.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Sounds sweet. Now, Moochie, when you coming back home? Because the people just want to know, when are you coming back to the States? That's all we want to know from you.
She can't have her business out in the streets.
I knew she was going to say that. I knew she wasn't going to put a date on. I knew she was going to say, I'll let you know when I'm on the plane. I knew she was going to say something. All right, y'all. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. We've enjoyed it. It's been fun. Please support all these wonderful sisters. Their links are all in the video description. Till that next Sexy as Hell video, we'll see you this Sunday.
See you guys.
Bye.